Great. Now we're talking a little bit more about the sales side of what you're going to be doing. We've talked about marketing a little bit. In the marketing section, you've already read through our website and you've learned about our different services a little bit. There maybe have been some time to actually learn in more depth about all our services. And we certainly want you to understand each one of our coaching programs, the value that those offer, just the tremendous amount of value it offers for people, because the reality is no other coaching program that I know, especially the first two programs we have, offer that much value for the investment. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about numbers, because it's important when you're selling to kind of understand ranges of numbers as you're talking to people and as you're marketing to people. You realize that certain sizes business can only really afford certain packages. If someone's a solo entrepreneur, you're not going to sell them the biggest package, that type of thing. So I just want to give you some general numbers as a starting point for you to understand this. There's going to be a lot more questions, a lot more coaching and conversations. We'll go over this in more depth. There's certainly variations to this, as well as each individual person is a little bit unique. But generally speaking, this is what it's going to be. The Entre Results Academy is really for solo entrepreneurs or sales professionals, people in the direct sales industry. It's for the people that have been successful, but they don't really have people on their team. And that investment is really $250 a month to $500 a month as of this recording. Okay, things can change because we raise our prices every year, but as for right now, this is what we are looking at from a pricing standpoint. There's a 2-hour workshop involved that is tremendously valuable with other business owners in a room. That investment's $250 if it's a standalone workshop. And most people, we're going to really recommend you doing an individual session and the workshop together, and the investment's $500 per month. Oftentimes at the first 90 days, we're actually, because you're starting with coaching, we're going to make that price point more competitive for you and more competitive for your market. So it'll be a bonus for people to be able to start with you right then and there. But these are our kind of baseline pricing models. Now, the Owner Excellence Workshop is really for businesses with 2, 3, 4, 5 employees, not quite solo entrepreneur, but not like really large, small companies yet. And the investment's $750 per month for a workshop and a individual coaching session. There's some variation there too, because sometimes they want to include more of their team members in that workshop. And with that session, it's actually 1-on-2. But just so you know, $750 investment, 2 to 5 employees. That's usually what it is, unless they're really wanting to scale up. Then we offer a larger package. Now, the sales performance package is great because you can work with sales individuals, sales managers, sales teams, and the investment for that is between $750 and $3,000 per month, depending on the package. And then we're going to have some different proposals where you'll see what's offered and the value that's added for the sales performance program later. The executive development, same thing. You're probably like, wow, that's a huge investment. Well, if you're just starting out, you might not actually sell the executive development. You might focus on the individual coaching, life coaching, sales performance, Owner Excellence, Entre Results Academy. You might not touch this one right now, and that's okay. Or you might run across someone and you don't feel qualified, but you have another coach on the Entre Results team that can facilitate. And so there will be benefit for you to make those introductions internally to our other coaches. But executive development starts out at $1,500 per month, and that could be a company as little as 2 or 3 employees, but usually it's more than 5 employees is the starting point for the executive development firm, leading up from $3,000 a month to $5,000 a month. There's a lot of work involved in this. Certainly, there's a lot of value that's offered. But if you're a $20 million company and you work with us, and we're going to help you be exponentially profitable and help you make an extra $1 million in profit in the next year or 2, 3 years, it's certainly worth a $60,000 investment for us to work with you. Okay. And then there's a lot of just individual or life coaching sessions. We don't market that as much because everything we do is life coaching. But say someone has a career and they just want some life coaching. They're not maybe entrepreneurial. They're just an executive and they want some executive or life coaching, individual coaching. Those sessions usually range about $250 to $500 per month, 1 or 2 sessions per month. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but that's the general range. So hopefully that gives you an idea of price point, because when you start talking to people, you don't have to tell them exactly what every program is and what it costs, but you can kind of give them different ranges. You might say something like, yeah, if you're a solo entrepreneur, really your investment's going to be $500 or less. That's going to be in your investment for coaching. So it's a great return for you as a solo entrepreneur. Or if you have 5 people on your team, it might be anywhere from $750 to $1,500 per month range, and you're going to get a great exponential return on that. Have to understand more about your business before we can give you a direct proposal with what we recommend, but both of those would be your price point. Or if you talk to a company that has a huge sales team, it's going to be a little bit more. Now, don't be afraid to not share a price if you don't feel comfortable. Think about it, talk to your coach on EntreResults and have them help you. But for right now, this gives you a little range.